I've been really excited to try this. I've been seeing this like all of TikTok, and it's by me.
He may be straight from Ireland, and that's just the swag that they wear over there, or some type of shit. So I may have some preconceived notions about who this person is. You know what I'm saying? Based on my own personal experience, right? But the problem is I don't have the power to enact anything over his life based on my preconceived notions. But say I'm walking into a job interview and somebody thinks that all young black men are thugs, gangsters, blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? And this is what they've been raised up with. They have the power to enact something over my life. So because I systematically don't have the power to do anything to you, that's the difference between prejudice and racism. I can have my preconceived notions all day long, but if I don't have the power to enforce it in your life, then that's the difference between what prejudice and racism is. And I think a whole lot of people not getting that today. Anybody can be prejudiced. Not everybody can be racist, at least in America.
They're one and the same.
And I will say that he said everything that I was trying to say. Probably said it a little bit better. Maybe said it a little bit longer. Definitely said it a little bit
What you
longer.
said, that's why I was trying to let them know, because they wasn't getting it. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I agreed with you and didn't agree with you at the same time. I get what you're saying.
So
And that's why we always talk about, and while the entire time that Biden was president, I heard motherfuckers talking about words matter, definitions matter. Definitions matter right here. If you're prejudiced, you don't have to feed me at your table. If you're racist, you're going to make sure I can't find no food in that entire town.
So,
There's a difference between the two.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. Go ahead. Go ahead. That's
I'm
all.
never going to subscribe to the fact that black people can't be racist, because I watch black people be racist all the fucking time.
But watch this. I'm going to agree with you, because I'm never going to tell me and mine that we can't be in a position of power. By me saying that we can't be racist, what I'm saying is we can't have power. We can only be prejudiced. We
So
can only
that's
be
bullshit.
mad.
And I'm gonna tell you why that's bullshit. Because
It's not bullshit, because we just went over the definitions and the differences between
I keep
racism and
saying, one of my
prejudice.
biggest arguments for this systemic racism bullshit is the fact that we as black people are engraved in every corner of this system. So we have power. We are in power. We are governors, mayors, all kinds of motherfuckers across this fucking country. And there's no
I'll
way
agree
you
with you.
can tell me right now today that black people can't be racist because we don't have power. That's a bullshit lie.
Okay, so here's where I'm going to kind of sort of meet you.
Are we talking about America?
Oprah in Chicago and Jordan in Chicago could have gave Chicago a lot of power, but they didn't. So I will agree with you partially that there's things that we could do that we don't do, but that has nothing to do with whether this shit exists or not. It's just how are we moving or not moving within it.
Yeah, so
If we're trying to, this is where I get frustrated. If we're trying to take people from the Democrat side and move them over to the Republican side, we ain't doing shit but moving the wash around in the bin. If we decide to say, fuck what y'all doing, this is what we on, we would be on a different path, and they would be the ones having the upset conversations about this shit instead of us. And it's not knocking anybody else down. It's just us saying, hey, if there's a problem with abortions in the hood, why are we men not making women comfortable enough to have babies?
Ooh.
If
Speak
we've
on
got
it.
a whole bunch of young bucks running around right now, hey, it's not my kid, but that's my nephew because he's in my community. And why am I not making sure that he knows how to iron his shirt? He knows how to give a good handshake.
those type of talking
Look a
points.
man in the eye, tell the truth.
So
I'm saying.
those type of talking points I can agree with. But that puts it on us. We're not putting it on nobody
Okay.
fuck else.
Okay,
And
but
that's
wait.
what I'm all for. I'm all for taking accountability for our own shit and fixing it ourselves. Not blaming no white person.
But
Not
what
blaming
you've done the
nobody
entire
for
time,
systemic racism.
If
None of
hold
that
on,
shit.
bro. What I've seen you do this entire time is instead of taking a different black experience and
y'all spoke.
accepting
Can I
its
speak?
reality, hold on. Instead of accepting that, you've created a division between us. Are you one of those professional victims
Hold on.
versus, hey, bro,
How did I? How did I?
feel like that?
Hold on. Wait. How
How is
did
it
I
that you
create
feel like that, my
division
man?
between us? Explain that. How did I create division between us?
Wait,
Explain.
wait, one second, one second.
Can I
Before
address
y'all,
some?
before, but
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Go
before
ahead,
y'all have
Flav.
that dialogue, y'all got 30 seconds for that. Then let Santoro go, and then let Glow go. Go ahead.
So
I,
yeah. How did I just do that? Please explain.
so when it's the approach, you can take an approach that brings everybody together, or you can take an approach that creates everybody getting away from each other.
So the reason I
Kind
won't,
of
I
like
will
what
not.
Kal-El, like what he had up the other day with you can't be pro-black and be cool with the LGBT. What he tried to say earlier today with civil rights set us back more than it helped us.
Ooh,
I have a
Yeah,
hard
so,
time with that because that
yeah.
I would
creates
love to have
division
that
between us.
argument.
So anyway, so what I was saying was this, right?
Oh,
First
okay,
of all,
go ahead.
who
Let
dropped
Unc
me?
speak. Let Unc speak.
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I
No,
talked a
that was
lot.
the 30
He
seconds. That
gave
was the
us 30
30
seconds.
seconds.
I talked a
No,
lot
yo, but
Go
more.
ahead,
I apologize.
who dropped me though, Trey?
I can't. I'm not allowed to tell you that.
All right. Was it T-Bone, tranny loving ass?
Drop you,
No,
Santora, if you don't let Unc speak.
How I'm gonna let him speak and it was my turn to talk?
no, Santoro, go.
All I was saying was this dude talking about people don't get it. It sounds like you're trying to brainwash people because nowhere, I don't even know why Daniel followed y'all down this rabbit hole, even though he proved y'all wrong. Because there's black people in power everywhere. So that aside, I want Brown Recluse, whatever his name is, to pull up somewhere. Cause I never heard none of y'all. Y'all scream this, y'all bliggity scream this up and down TikTok all day. That definition that you gotta have power to be racist. Brown, pull that up. Where in any definition it says you have to have power. Like the full like the only thing, not a part of the definition of racism. Pull that up. How am I gonna get what you spitting, but the books is not telling us? How am I gonna get that? Because you said 1,000 words? Pull up where it says you have to have power to be racist. Pull that up.
All right. Well, while he does that, Glow. Welcome to the
I can.
panel. How you doing
Okay,
tonight,
I'll
Glow?
wait.
1 second, Manny, please. 1 second. I wanna get to Glow. Glow. How you doing tonight?
I'm good. How are you, honey?
I'm
I'm
doing
just not
good.
a
Love
fan
you.
of like this being a whole race discussion, right? We need to just bring us together as a people. Like kind of like what Unc was talking about. And we just need to like if we united against the government, they would be in fucking fear. And you all just don't get it. Like you're doing exactly what they want us to keep doing is fighting amongst each other and fighting in between each other about race, about whatever, Democrat, Republican, whatever. They just want to keep us fighting. And as long as we keep doing that, then they win.
So the only thing I advocate for is for black people to stop fighting and blaming white people and hating white people together with my message.
Appreciate you, Daniel. That's good.
So yeah, that's my thing.
That's awesome.
And when
Yeah,
I tell them to let's take care of ourselves, I say that so they can stop the mentality that we need the government to
yep,
fix our problems. We don't. We can fix it ourselves. There's enough successful black people in America right now that we can solve our personal problems that we got going on in the hood and everywhere the fuck else. But we won't
exactly.
come together as successful black people and do it. We want to sit here and hate on each other and talk bad about each other and kick each other when we down. That we never gonna come together if that's how we gonna keep doing it. And then whenever it gets bad, only person we point the finger at is the white man. Oh, the white people. Like no, fuck that. It's 2025. We can do it ourselves. We can fix our own problems. And until we do, we're never gonna be fixed because no one's gonna fix us for us.
All
It's
right,
not
D.
happening.
So this begs the question: what are you doing? I can tell you what I'm doing. I didn't bring up
I
the
can
kids
too.
and the ironing and all that shit. I have 3 establishments. First Sunday of every month, I shut one down, and I have kids come in, and I have predominantly young men come in, and I teach them with the 10 ironing boards, the 10 irons, and I probably got about 400 shirts. But I teach them how to iron a shirt and make it look crisp. Teach them how to iron slacks, make them look crisp. I teach them how to hold their head up high when they walk. You ain't got no reason to look down. What is everybody else doing? These are the conversations we need to be having. How are we remembering the dopeness and bringing the dopeness back? That is us. I'm landed.
Everything starts with.
May I have a second?
Webby.
I speak on what I do. First off, I educate in the community. Secondly, I was a member of the Black Panther Party, made my way up to Field Marshal. Third, I was in the NFAC, and I was in that group that actually went down to Louisville, Kentucky, and stood up for Breonna Taylor, shutting the whole city down and the Kentucky Derby to get justice for that sister and that brother who was unalive. Well, that sister that was unalived and that brother who was pew-pewed by the police. So I've been boots on the ground, front line in this for years. And this is the thing that bothers me, right? I'm not one of those people who co-signs to the idea that I'm a victim. I've never been a victim. You understand that? You know what I'm saying? I understand that I have opportunities and things that I could do in this community that my ancestors never had, but that still doesn't negate that there are things standing in front of me, you know what I'm saying, on my way to the finish line that other people of other races in this country don't have to deal with. And that's the problem that I have with most people's conversation in this conversation is I'm not saying that black people can't do it because we've done it multiple times. But if, like I brought up earlier in this conversation, we had Black Wall Street, completely self-sustained by black people.
Yeah, but this is not the same.
Hold on. Let me finish. Why is every time I start talking, somebody cut me off when I wait for you to finish? No, let me go, bro. Let me go because what I'm saying is negating your argument. What I'm saying is negating your argument. That's why you're triggered. What I'm saying is negating your argument. That's why you're triggered. And let's be completely honest about it. It is though, because black people have been self-sustained. Black people have had. I'm gonna say it again until you let me finish. Black people have been in positions where they were self-sustaining multiple times in this country. I'm from St. Louis. East St. Louis was literally burned down because it was an all-black community where we were taking care of each other and doing what we were supposed to do. Look it up. The East St. Louis riots. Look it up. Matter of fact, if we talking about Ferguson and Mike Brown, another black community, it was completely self-sustained. Almost all the businesses were black. Almost everybody who lived there were black. Completely black communities where we taking care of ourselves. And what do the government, i.e. the police, come in and do? You know what I'm saying? Just unaliving people in the streets and causing mayhem to make sure that we... Hold on. What do you mean, what did they do in Ferguson?
They unalived somebody out there, one person.
Yes, an innocent person who didn't deserve to be unalived.
Somebody who was fighting the cops, tried to reach for his peace.
Okay, so now you're going to believe... This is exactly my point. This is exactly my point. You're believing the narrative that they gave you.
That's on tape.
You're believing... It's not on tape. There's no video of Mike Brown being unalive.
Bro, he didn't snatch the Dutch... Never mind, bro.
Show me that on tape. Show me that on tape. The only tape you have is his body laying in the street. There's no tape of what actually happened to him.
I'm talking about what happened.
I'm from there. What do you mean?
When he snatched the box of Swisher Sweets off the out the thing from the store owner, pushed the store owner down and all that. The pew wound showing that it was from the angle that they were saying when he was fighting them. What are you talking about, bro?
The same store owner. Hold on. The same store owner that we talk. Because you understand, you're talking about my backyard, right? I'm from North St. Louis.
So
I told you that multiple times. I do know about it. The same store owner that we talk shit. Can I finish? The same store owner that we talk shit, go out in the parking lot, put the gloves on, box with every day. He part of the community, bro. That's what I'm saying. You don't even understand.
What does that have to do with what I just said?
Because
I'm talking about him snatching the Swisher Sweets out of.
Because the narrative that you were giving, from that camera that had no audio. Oh my God!
You don't need audio to see that he went in there and stole from him.
Can I fucking finish so you understand? Shut up.
Nigga, don't tell me to shut up.
Yes, I do tell you to shut up. You keep talking over me. I'm trying to get you to understand.
Bro. This
is the same store owner.
This is
the same store owner that will put on the gloves and go out in the parking lot with you and throw hands. This is the same store owner that every time we go in his motherfucking store, he talking shit. This is the same store owner who is part of the fucking community, bro. We do a thing where we call it playing the dozens. We talk shit to each other all the time. We talk shit to him. He talks shit to us. You feel what I'm saying? So it's not like, oh, I'm just gonna snatch the Swishers and rob you in your store and this type of shit. We talking about some hood shit that you don't understand. That's what I'm trying to
what is there
tell
not
you.
to understand? Break it
He
down to me. For me
paid for
to going in
he
there
paid
because I
One
play
he
second,
paid
fights
one
all
for
the
his
second,
time.
one second, one
he
second.
paid for his
One
Y'all
blunts.
gonna let him
second,
take
Listen,
over
y'all.
the
One
whole
bro, and
second.
panel,
this
bro?
One second.
he paid
Stop,
for his
stop, stop, stop,
he
stop,
paid for his
stop,
blunts,
stop,
and this would
stop,
be the
stop, 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 stop. Yes. 41 people in here, 39,000 likes. Can we try to get to 50,000 likes? Tap the screen, share the live. We're gonna go ahead and get to President. What is it, President Dante? But before we get there, yes, it is pay to snipe. $3
Hey,
drop. My shop is on the screen. It's $3 to drop anybody for 5 minutes. $6
hey,
for 10.
hey,
can I
Cal,
please just finish my point real
Cal, hold
quick
on,
because I
hold on,
don't think
hold on.
he
Let me
got
talk
God
to
it.
the
damn,
host.
you went for
Let
like
me talk to
5
the host.
minutes,
Let me
man.
talk to the host. Let me talk to the host. Cal, you there, Cal?
I'm
I
listening.
got some, I got some shit to say, but I'm not gonna say it until we get to what is it, 55? Is that what you said? 55 is
50,
easy. I ain't
50.
gonna say shit until 55.
Yeah.
But I got some shit to say. Go
Okay.
ahead, Joe.
All right.
All right.
So can I respond to Brown real quick?
Can I just finish the point real quick
When you
before we
respond,
No,
can
no,
you
no. I
before
want
ask
to
them
we
what
hear.
does that have to do with you stealing?
But every
I
time I'm
want to
trying
hear
to make the
President.
point, you cut
I
me
want. I
off,
want to
bro.
hear
That's
what
why it's
President.
taking so long.
No, no.
Cause you're not
I
saying
heard the.
nothing, bro, and you monologuing, bro. Y'all
Bruh, I
acting
don't
like
want
he
to have
not
to.
taking over the
You
panel,
won't let
bro.
me finish, and then you wonder why it's taking.
You're both cutting me off, and I'm about to both drop both of you. President Dante, are you there?
Er,
How are you doing? How old are you?
I'm 46.
Old enough. Please, would you like to put your
Yeah,
input on
man.
it?
Thank you for having me up, man. First of all, but I'm just here to listen to the conversation. I've been on the outside and I've been listening. And again, we're not going to
One
play
second
this.
before you go. Uh, Santel, you've been sniped for 5 minutes. Continue.
Been listening, and the thing is, we're not going to play like racism doesn't exist. It does, but in 2025, the way I hear us talk about it as Black people, it's just aggravating. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because every day we wake up, we're not facing racism. Yes, some people do, but not everybody. And that's what we always talking about on this app. That's all I hear is Black people this, white people that. You know, it's because of the white man. We can't do this. But what part of it we're going to take accountability for some of our actions? Just because they put certain things in our neighborhoods don't mean we had to do it. Because there was other people that was in the same neighborhoods that they was in where they was selling certain things, doing certain things. They chose differently, and they made different choices. It's all about choices. You know what I'm saying? So again, I just don't understand why we as Black people feel so inferior, some of us, to white people. Because I don't feel inferior to white people. White people ain't no different than me. They breathe the same air I breathe. They walk on the same earth I walk on. So what makes them different than me? You know what I'm saying? And
Wow.
I'm just so sick of it.
I'll give you one difference. Them motherfuckers buy legislators. They buy lobbyists and they buy legislators. We don't do that. I'm trying to do
But
that.
Thank you for your
they buy the same.
I
created
don't
Hold on,
buy
wait a minute.
lobbyists.
So, but they buy the
I
same black.
You're
created
wrong.
But
200
some of these same black politicians, they buy them too. Then they're
one
being
second. One
sold
Right,
second.
too.
right.
I
But
see,
we're not
see, see.
buying anybody.
This is where I
We're
come
not buying
to a
anybody.
moral quandary, right? Is because I
Thank
agree
you for your candor,
on a certain
Dante.
level, but then on a certain level, I don't agree because I understand the systems that were put in place to keep us in the position that we in. But then, like at the same time, I also know that we have more opportunity in the Black community than our ancestors ever had. You know what I'm saying? So it's like at some point we do got to take some accountability because like he right
We
we
gotta go.
sit here and we talk about all these systems that's been put in place to destroy us, but then we co-sign to the systems. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Like
okay.
we capitulate to the bullshit. Like we know what's been going on in the community, but then like we talk about the baby
But
mama,
hold on,
baby daddy issues, right?
hold on.
But then we don't make marriage something that's important to us. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right, but Brown,
it's
hold on
both.
though, bro.
No,
This
bro.
me,
Just hear
this
me
me
out. Like
talking.
we gotta
Yeah, I
we
stand.
have to if we
We
gonna
do,
keep on
we do.
addressing these issues and
I
knowing and
agree.
saying that we know what they are, we also
I
have to
agree.
put things in place to counterbalance what's been going on with us. So like I agree, but I don't agree. You know what I'm saying?
Uh,
So, bro, we
that's
gotta do
fine.
better. We have
We can
to.
have that. We can have that. We can agree that we need to do better. We can disagree about how we do it, and we can figure out probably the best 3, 7, 12 ways to do it and still come up. But if none of us are focused on buying a lobbyist or buying legislators, we're never going to be able to affect any change.
You know what?
Okay.
I'm about to say
Okay.
something that's
I
highly
agree with that.
controversial,
So hold
and
on
y'all
real
gonna
quick
come for me on this one.
before you start. Hold on, bro. Wait till I rebuttal what you said
Oh,
earlier,
go
right?
ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
So this is my thing with the message you were spewing about, and this is why I don't go back in time all the way back to Black Wall Street and all that shit. Yes, we all know these things happen, right? But at the end of the day, that to me that's a discouraging conversation. It discourages people to actually get back to that.
I
It
get
makes you
that.
think that oh, because we did it back then and this happened, or we can't do it again.
I agree
Right?
with you.
No, I heard
To
that. I heard
me,
that.
I
to
agree
me
with you. I
that's an
agree with you.
excuse. That's an
That's the
excuse
biggest
to
point.
Appreciate you,
not
Dante.
do
Appreciate
the
you.
shit again.
But
And
But
that's my problem with going back in time. Right
but
now we're in 2025 and we're not facing the same problems we was facing back then.
okay.
Now shit like that ain't happening, and we know that.
I see.
So let's
That's why I
stop.
would disagree with you, brother.
So let's
That's why
stop
I would
going back to
disagree with
that.
you. That's why I would
Yeah, I
disagree
can't
with you,
go there.
right? Because
Yeah,
if one thing we know, as Africa goes, so does the diaspora, right? If we talking about these things don't happen today, how much do you know about what's happening in Burkina
no.
Faso right now?
What I'm saying is, if we came to, and had a community like we had, like Black Wall Street, that shit would not happen today.
See,
I agree.
this is
I
where my
agree.
point of
Hold
contention
on,
is,
It
hold
because
on.
would
I
not
agree
happen
with you
today.
to a certain extent, right?
So that's
I
what I'm
agree with
saying.
you to a certain
So to
extent.
me,
This is what I'm
so
saying.
if
I
you
agree.
agree, you agree. If you don't, you don't.
No, but
That's
hear
the thing.
me.
That's what
That's
I'm
what
trying
I'm
to say.
saying. These things have
Anything
nuance
else is
to it.
discouraging.
It's not just that black and white. And I hate to use that analogy, no pun intended. But it's not just that black and white, right? There's a whole lot of gray area in this. And that's where I feel like we fall off in the black community, where we can't have a conversation, because it's like you either on this side or you on that side. You know what I'm saying? Two things can be right at the same time. Two things can be true at the same time. We
So
can
what are you
say,
saying?
hold on, let me finish. We can say that we have all these things that have been set up against us systemically to make sure that we don't succeed, and that be true. But then we can also say that because we know we have all these things that have been set up against us systemically, and then we need to move a certain way, and that can also be true at the same time. So that's what I'm saying. Like, we can say we have
Absolutely.
problems with the black community and still say that racism exists. You know what I'm saying? We can say that we have issues in our homes and still say that some of these issues in our homes was not created by us, because
So
both of those things can be true at the same
this is the
time. So I
problem.
agree with you, but I don't agree at the same
This is
time.
the
You feel what I'm
problem.
saying?
Okay, I hear that, right? But this is the problem I have with even focusing on racism existing, because it's null and void. If a motherfucker's racist today, that's their
Not though.
personal. Hold on. If a motherfucker's racist today, that's their personal fucking problem. They're not gonna do nothing about it. That's
That's
the
not
problem.
true.
That's the thing. That's the thing. What are you gonna do
No,
about it?
that's not
And
true.
like I keep saying, yes, it is very fucking true. And like I keep saying, it's not a. What are you looking to the system to fucking help you? Fuck the system.
I
It's
agree.
Okay.
enough successful black people here in this country right now that if they came together, they could fix every problem in every black neighborhood in this country. That's what I keep trying to tell y'all. Who gives a fuck
Okay,
about the
okay,
system?
okay. So this is what I'm trying to tell you though, Daniel. I agree with that. There are
You
enough
keep
of black.
going back
Hold
to
on, no.
racism. Who gives a
Just
fuck?
hear me out. Just hear me out. Listen to how it works. I agree with you on that. There are enough black people in this country who are successful enough that we could fix all the problems in the black community if we actually came together and decided to do it. I agree with you. Why don't we come together and decide to do it? Because of a
That's
whole
something
hold
we
on,
need to
let me
figure
finish.
out.
Let me finish, bro. I'll let you finish. Just let me finish. Because there were a whole lot of systems put in place. This goes back to the psychology of the field Negro and the house Negro. There were a whole lot of systems put in place so we don't come together. Even today. You know what I'm saying? We are the only community, just hear me out. We are the only community in America that does not advocate for what our own best interests. You know what I'm saying? We feel that the white ice is colder in the black community. I know you heard that term before. You feel me? Like, we do this because of things that have been done to us systematically and historically, so we don't think. Dr. John Henry Clark said they took the chains off your body and left the chains on your mind. We still got those chains on our mind. And that's the thing that I'm trying to tell you. Some of us see this is the thing that I think Gen Z and those younger don't get, is that some of us were still raised in those households where we had a whole lot of slave practices going on. You know what I'm saying? That our parents didn't even realize there were slave practices. You feel me?
Agree.
Like I said earlier in another conversation, right? We came out of slavery and we got no therapy. We
Come
got
on.
no reparations.
All right, man.
We got no mental health. Hold on, no, hear me. Just let me finish. We got no mental health.
Manny,
Oh,
go
that's
ahead.
the host. I apologize.
I want
Go
to get
ahead.
to I want to get to surreal.
I was about to land the plane. I was
Go
just
ahead.
trying to explain
Yeah,
to
you
him.
took a
Oh,
little
go
You know what
ahead.
I'm saying? When
You can go ahead.
when we came out of all this trauma that we had dealt with for hundreds of years and hundreds of years, right? There was no mental health services, bro. There was no therapy. We never got right.
You
People
don't
just
need
had
that
to
shit.
live with that. Hold on, just let me finish. People just had to live with that trauma, right? So
Hey,
those
man,
people who came out of slavery passed that down to their children, and they passed that down to their children, and they
I
passed
agree.
that down to their children. But now we in the age of social media where we got all these intellectuals where you sitting here and you soaking all this stuff in every day, and maybe you able to heal some of the generational traumas that your parents was never able to heal because now you got access to all this truth. You feel me?
All right.
But we do have to understand that that has an
Hold on.
effect on the community because that's
I
why
agree.
the community is in the position it's in right now because
All
not
right.
everybody has got their help.
All
We
Hold
right.
may
on,
be
here.
able to get there now, but we just getting there. That's all I'm saying.
Go ahead, respond. You got 30 seconds, and then let surreal answer.
Oh no, let's real go ahead. I can
All right,
wait.
go ahead.
Man,
Hey, if I wait though, I'm doubling up my time.
man,
I
what
got
is this? What is this? The pre-sermon before church?
God, dog it. Swear to
um,
God.
the prompt says, "Victim mindset is the new change." You know, I totally agree. You know, it's more people crying "woe is me" because of the white man than actually getting up and doing something about it. You know, like it's just the media plays a part in it for one. They rub the certain issues in our face. We take the bait, and then you know out of like the whole year, they only show us 2 cases or 1 case during election time. Why is that? Like for example, you know I'm not trying to diminish these lives that have been taken, but in 2020 there was 243 black people that we know of unalived by the police. Now, out of 60 million encounters, you think, you know, okay, 243 people, not to diminish their lives, because, I mean, their lives that have been taken, but out of 60 million encounters, that's all? Like, we're making this big thing, like, oh, we're disproportionately being unalived at a mass amount of rates. Like, no, we're not. 243 people, and they only told you one guy in 2020, which was George Floyd. What happened to all the 242 people out of that year? They don't show you that though, because they know
Ahmaud
how to push
Arbery?
our buttons. They know how to play on
Wait,
our
wait, wait,
victim
wait, wait.
mindset.
Wait, did you forget about Ahmaud Arbery already?
Was that in 2020?
Yeah.
Oh well, that don't make it no better, bro. Two people out of what?
Oh, bruh, stop. You
Bro,
can't.
it's 240 something people unalive by the cop, black people unalive by the cops in that year, and they only show you 2 people because it's what an election. It deals with politics. Like that's all they do. They know how to play with our victim mindset. They know that because of our history, they can show us a case, and they're gonna get our emotions. You know, that's what they do. They play on our emotions. They get us into this victim mindset, so like we don't get up and do nothing about it. Like, bro, do you know the spending power black people have in America?
There you go. There you go.
We have approximately 2 trillion spending power, but yet we're still complaining about we can't do shit. Really? Two
Okay.
trillion spending power, and we can't, you know, politicians, they got their super PACs and all this shit. Why can't we do something like that? Why can't we all have like a fund where we put money in? But we won't do that because you know why? We're the biggest consumers. We're the
Because
biggest consumers, but we complain about everything.
we buy Nike we buy Nike shoes instead of buying Nike shares. Yeah, I get you.
Exactly. I mean, that's why I
I
don't.
get you.
That's why I don't support reparations. I'm not saying we shouldn't get reparations, but
Ah,
let's keep it a bug. If people got
okay.
reparations, what would they really do with the money? Like,
Okay, so let's keep it
I'm
a
not
buck.
saying no. I'm not saying nobody wouldn't put it into stocks or create a
It ain't gotta be
business.
that. It ain't
But the
gotta be
majority
that.
of people would just go and buy the shit they've been buying.
Well,
I agree, and then I don't. I mean,
I
there are parts
disagree
that are right, but
because
he's leaving out the context, and that's where I keep getting stuck at. Like, There's reasons why we act the way we act. There's
I
reasons
know
why
it's
we do this.
reasons,
You know what
but
I'm
it's
saying?
like
Nah, nah, nah. Hold on.
it's
Hold on,
like
hold on. Let me.
the boy who cried wolf. It's like
Nah.
after you hear it so many times, it's just like, God damn, shut the fuck up.
Brother,
I
can you
agree.
start real
Y'all
quick?
gotta
I'm
let
about to leave.
Personally, in myself,
gotta
I
let somebody
agree
two
with
new
things,
you.
Greg.
engage.
Hey, no.
Greg,
Y'all
can I
gotta
just
y'all,
address two things?
Come on now.
y'all
Can I
gotta
address
y'all
two
gotta
things and
let
I'm a dip?
That's the host.
Come
That's the
on,
host.
Brown. Come on, Brown. Come on,
let
Brown.
somebody y'all gotta let somebody
Come
else
on,
go. Go
Brown.
ahead, Central.
You
He's
had a
right.
very long
He's right,
flight,
bro.
Brown. You went from Cali to Hawaii. It was a 6-hour flight. There's a lot of water underneath. It was at least a 6, probably a 6.5 hour flight.
Who you talking to
Go
me?
ahead, brother. Go ahead.
No,
No,
I'm
you
talking to
talking to me.
Brown.
It's all good. Go ahead.
No, I'm
Yeah,
gonna say this real quick. Oh, you talking? My bad.
I will. I'm going to put this out there, and I'm going to seem like maybe a magician, but I think that there are 3 of us that are 40 or better. There's 1 of us that is in their 30s, and everybody else is in their 20s or lower. Am I wrong on that one?
No, you're right.
Because we're having the same conversation from different levels.
I'm 32.
40.
Okay, that's where I put you.
And I can
I
understand the
got
older
Brown,
you
and
are,
I
you
got I got Brown, and I got the cat next to me at being 40s plus. I think we've seen a little bit more than the young
yeah,
bucks have seen.
yeah, I
I
understand. Yeah.
think
But what about the people
everybody
that's y'all
else.
age that think that don't think like y'all? Though? Like age
You're
don't
not
got nothing to
supposed
do
to.
with it.
You're not supposed to. That's one of my favorite things about y'all is that y'all don't think like we're supposed
No,
to. One of my most
Exactly.
no.
And
frustrating.
So
no,
then,
you
Hold
so
on,
know
then
hold
what
your
on,
the
hold on,
point is
hold
problem?
on. Let me
invalid
give
then
you my most frustrating
about
thing though.
y'all
Let
being
me.
a certain age
But
and
Tora,
y'all
Tora,
knowing more.
Tora,
Because there's people who know
Tora,
more,
That,
well versed and don't
Now
think
hold
like
on, let
y'all.
but that's
Santor, let
literally the
Santor
point I
finish. Let
just
Santor
made.
finish. Let
yeah,
Santor
I get
Like
it.
I'm
finish.
saying,
I get
so
it.
like I'm saying, so because you know what I mean, you saying like, yo, that's what I love about it, but then you also saying it's kind of like you was implying that people of age know better. There's people of age that do
No,
not think like y'all. They on these panels every single day. But real
I
quick, because I
get
am
that.
about to drop. There's 2 things, and this is why I was
Don't
saying.
drop though.
Nah, I
Don't
got to.
drop.
No, I have to though. But what I was saying was this was to Brown. He was just saying a bunch of words, but he never gave me any answers. Like I was waiting for anywhere that shows that you have to be in power to be racist. Any textbook definition that shows that. And the second thing is why when I
I've
brought up
already
Mike
explained that.
Brown. Why when I brought up Mike Brown, you brought up y'all play fighting with the guy in the store? What does that have to do with him being robbed, shoved, and taken advantage of? Because he played
Because
with
that's
y'all in
the
the hood
same
before?
guy. Oh, okay, okay. Let me answer both of those. First off, I'm gonna address the Mike Brown because that's the same guy we play fight in the store with every day.
But what
You
does
know
that
what I'm
have to do
saying?
with him robbing him and pushing
Because
him,
the
shoving
context
him?
of the context of the video that they showed you was bullshit.
He called
This
the
is what
cops
I'm
though.
saying,
He wasn't play fighting with
bro.
him in that video,
No, he didn't. No, he didn't
bro.
call the
He
cops
put,
because we
bro.
went.
So was he play
Look,
fighting with
look.
him in that video?
Wait,
Yes,
time
that's
out.
what
I
I'm
think
trying to
Santor
tell
is
you.
right. Wait, I think Santor is right. Didn't he say, because if I remember correctly, is that not the same one where he said he regrets calling the police? Is that
I
not the
don't, I
same?
don't, I don't remember if he said
No,
that or
no,
not. I just remember
that
the
was George
video.
Floyd. That was George Floyd.
Okay.
That wasn't Mike Brown.
I just remember the
Mike
guy. All
Brown,
right,
Mike Brown, the
where do
guy
you
never
play?
called the
Where do
cop.
you play? But where do
Look,
you
bro,
play?
we
Where do you
pulled
play
up
when
to
you go
his
behind the
store.
guy?
No,
Where do you
listen to
play? Hold
me.
on.
Listen.
Where do you play?
You asked
This
me a
is not your
question and won't
panel,
let me
bro.
answer
I
it.
wasn't done with the question. Where do you play where I take something from you and I'm coming out to get it? He was fighting to get it back. That didn't look like play fighting because he played fighting the hood with y'all before. You knowing about him play fighting don't change the fact that he was on tape robbing that man. Where was that
Can
play
I
fighting
answer
at? Pull
now?
a video up. Go ahead.
Tell me when you're done.
I'm done.
All right. Like I said, this is the same dude who will call you when you walk up in the store and buy little ugly ass dude. Like he do this shit all the time. You know what I'm saying? He part of the community, bro. We understand who this person is. Like we go in his store. Well, we used to. We used to go in his store all the time. You know what I'm saying? This is just who he is. His son the same way. You know what I'm saying? They play the dozens with us. They talk shit. You know what I'm saying? You can go to the back of the store, go grab you a 24 ounce out the fucking back cabinet. He gonna be like, "Oh, you trying to steal?" Like that's just who he is. He part of the community. And sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Certain people like, bro, stop fucking playing with me. You feel me?
Yeah, I
But
can
the
understand
fact,
that.
like, he's just one of those people. You know what I'm saying?
I
Like he,
mean, if you gonna
we all know
allow people to
that. We
play
all
with
know
you,
that. We
then
all know that foreigner. Well, people who from the hood. We all know that foreigner who got a bodega or a gas station or whatever the case. You know what I'm saying? He be trying to act like he cool with everybody. He talk shit. We talk shit. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. You
Yeah,
feel
but
me?
we don't
They
go.
took
But
the
hold on,
concept. Hold on.
cause you
Let me
about to
finish.
go off,
Bro,
and I
why
gotta
you keep
leave,
cutting
bro.
me? Man,
Cause you
you
talk a
asked the
lot, bro. I'm not
question.
gonna lie,
You
bro. And
asked
I
the
got 10 minutes
question
before somebody
because it's
else
not a
snipe me.
simple answer. You're not a simple answer. It's not a simple answer.
But
You
bro,
asked
it
No,
me-
is a
Manny,
simple
wrap it up.
answer.
No, Manny, let's wrap it up because if you
I'm just saying he one of those dudes in the community
But
that
that's
you can
not
do
all
that
right.
with.
But we should all right. But so why was he
So
going
the
after
video
him?
that they showed you with no audio
What the
was
fuck
taken
up,
out
bro?
of context.
For real, bro. That's not taken out of context. He wanted his stuff back. We
Believe
all
what you
got
wanna
the ox
believe.
in the hood. We all got
Believe
the
what
ox
you
in
wanna
the
believe,
I don't
bro.
gotta. I believe what I seen, not what you telling me.
Okay.
I believe. Yo, can you shut up, please? I believe
You asked
me
the
watching the
fucking
tape.
question.
I believe me watching the tape. I don't care what ock we play with. Can y'all
Man,
tell
you
me,
would not
Surreal,
talk
since
to
you
me,
agree
bro.
with
You would
him,
not
where
talk
do
to me
we
like
go?
that in my face. I promise you.
Surreal, can you tell me where the
didn't-
neighborhood do we just go behind the
Keyboard
guy?
I didn't say I agree
take
with
a whole
him. I said like I understand,
But bro,
but I don't
but he's
agree.
conflating the two. Me playing with the ock in the hood don't got nothing to do with me taking the
Nah,
whole
you
box
right. You right.
of your
You right.
product, walking
You right.
out, you trying to take it back, and I shove you to the ground. What was the playing in that? And if that's
You
the
right.
case, pull up the tape and show that tape. Stop
But
talking about because he was cool
my
with y'all
point was
that we
just
could
if,
run around and rob him. You tried to take his stuff.
He
and that's
didn't
what
rob
happened.
him. That's my whole
Yo,
point.
bro, if I go behind your counter and take this and before anybody pay anything,
He
you
ain't
gotta
go behind the
pay.
fucking counter and take
Yo, bro,
shit.
so how did
You
he get a
lying.
box of Swisher Sweets then?
Show me where he went behind the counter.
Pull it up. How did
Show
he get
me
a
where
box
he
of
went
Swisher
behind the
Sweets?
counter.
Bro, so
Show
you
me
didn't
where
see
he
the
went
tape
behind the
then?
counter.
So how did he get a
I
box
did
of
see
Swisher
the tape.
Sweets?
How about
So
you?
how
Everybody
did he
in
get a
fucking
box?
St.
So how
Louis
did
saw
he
the
get a
tape.
box of Swisher
All right,
Sweets?
one at a time.
How did he get a box of
Y'all,
Swisher
come
Sweets
on,
then?
y'all.
He did not go behind the counter.
So how
The
did he
person
get the
from the
box of
counter
Swisher
handed it
Sweets?
to him. He
No, that's
handed
not.
it to him.
All
Yo,
right, never mind. Now
relax,
you
y'all.
done. Yo, all of y'all, I implore all of y'all, I'm about to leave. He just flat out lied. That's how I
Go
know.
full of
Don't
shit,
listen to
bro.
bozos
He
like
did
him.
not go
He trying
behind
to
the counter
poison
and
y'all
rob
brain.
him.
He can say
You
whatever
full of
y'all want.
shit.
I need y'all to go look up that video right now and go tell me if that guy handed him a box of Swisher Sweets. Go tell me that before. But I need y'all to do that tonight because he about to lie to y'all. Look tonight and tell me that guy gave him a box of Swisher Sweets. Now that you lied about that, they're gonna
Make
find out
sure
you
you're
lied
looking up
when they
Mike
look at
Brown.
that video. When they look at Mike Brown,
Because
that was his
obviously he
name,
got
y'all.
the wrong
Mike
fucking
Brown,
video.
Mike Brown Ferguson. Y'all look that up and tell me that the guy handed him a box of Swisher Sweets. And tell me if that looked like they was playing and joking and playing in dozens. We all got the ox in the hood who we joke and play
Yeah,
with.
we'll see
I'm
if he
not
went
going
behind
behind
the
their counter
You
and
a
taking
fucking
their
liar.
shit.
I just
He didn't
looked
go
it up,
behind the
bro.
counter.
Look it
I
up
just
right
looked it
now.
up.
Look
He
it up
had
right
a-
now.
he-
Don't
he
say
took-
he didn't
he
go
took-
behind the counter.
he
Say
took
that
the
you said that he
cigars.
gave him the box of Swisher Sweets. That's
He
one. Number
took
two, can you
he took
pull
the
up any
cigars and
definition?
he grabbed the store owner by his neck.
All
Yeah, I'm
right,
looking
that's
He
at it
went
right
playing.
behind the
now,
That's in
counter.
too.
dozens.
He went behind the
I
counter.
mean, how else how do you get Swisher Sweets though?
He
didn't have
handed
the
it to
Swisher-
him. He didn't go behind the bro. Okay.
I mean,
said
ain't nowhere else to
he
get
handed
them
him a
from,
box of
bro.
Swisher
They don't have
Sweets.
them up front.
Yeah,
Wait.
anyway, so he just lied right there. So now can you pull up the definition of where it says that you have to be empowered to be racist? After that, I'm out. Pull that up right now. I don't want to hear your words, your trust me bros, your black 5% knowledge. You pull that up right now.
I am not
That's
a
the
5%.
definition. All right, so whatever it is, bro, or your God body, whatever the fuck you jack, just tell me where does it
I'm
show
not a
that you have to
5%er,
be
bro.
empowered?
Or a Muslim.
Where does it show that you have to be? I got 1 minute before whoever eating dick dropped me. Can you please show me right now where it says that?
You saying
Where it
shit
says,
disrespectful,
all right,
bro.
can you just show that though? Can you show that, Brown?
No, you showed
Go
that.
ahead,
live.
Santoro.
You the
You're
one
good
making
for
the
next
argument.
two
T-Bone,
Yo,
when
minutes.
you
you
said
Good
got
for
ask
the
that when
like
you're
next
not
3
there, like you a
minutes.
threat, T-Bone. Niggas stay cooking you, T-Bone. You don't know shit.
49 seconds
You
left.
says, hold on, I'm about to leave. You said
Nah,
sleeping with
you're good. You
trannies
got
don't
3
make you
whole
gay,
minutes.
T-Bone. So you hold no weight. Ain't nobody, when you not up there, I crash on you and violate you every day. So anyway,
30
Brown, pull
seconds
that up.
left, Santoro. Get
Brown,
him.
pull that up you had to be empowered to be racist. We already
Oh,
caught
bro.
you in the Mike Brown
You
lie.
talking
You
to me
lied
now,
about that.
Wait, who you talking to, Toro?
I'm talking to Brown.
Okay.
Pull
Pull
what
it up,
up?
Brown.
12 seconds
You
Wait,
have
1
left.
to
second,
be
1 second. We're
empowered to be
almost there, y'all.
racist.
5,000
I already
likes. We're
explained
almost
this
at
to you.
No, don't
50,000
explain
likes.
it, because you could tell me some shit
Slightly,
that you made up.
6,000 likes.
Racism
Pull
is
it
a
up.
system.
Pull it up.
Anytime
Pull
you
up
have an
that
ism,
definition.
we're talking about
It's
a system.
manism, there's capitalism,
Wrong.
there's
Look up the
communism,
definition
Yes.
of
Zionism.
ism.
We talking about
Bruh.
racism. Show that racism only applies to power. Pull
I
that
thought
up.
you had 30 seconds.
Pull that
An
up.
ism isn't just in a system. It's an ideology. It's a practice.
Exactly.
It's a philosophy.
I agree. I agree
All
with that.
right, so why you
Surreal.
said you only have to be
Which would
empowered?
absolutely.
All right, so that's
God
two
damn.
lies then.
Every
I'm out,
time I
ladies and
start
gentlemen.
talking.
He lied about
Every
Mike
time I
Brown. I'm
start
about to leave
talking,
right
bro.
now. Right now, I'm dropping. He lied about
Just
Mike
because you
Brown.
loud
Surreal
don't
just
make
saw
you
the
right.
tape. Surreal just
Just
saw the
because you
tape.
loud don't
Number
make you
two,
right.
No, but I pulled up the fact. You didn't pull up a fact.
You ain't pulled
Surreal
up
looked up the
shit.
tape. You lied
You ain't
about
pulled
that.
up a damn
You didn't
thing this
pull up
whole
anything.
conversation. You
didn't
pulled up
pull up.
nothing.
Surreal. What you saw on the tape,
No,
Surreal?
I did watch the video. If y'all want me to show the video, I will show the video.
If
Surreal is right. Now, one thing about the video does not show him going behind the counter.
No, but I just talked about.
That's what I
wait,
said.
wait, hold on.
No, you didn't. You said he handed
I
him the
did
box of
say he
Swisher
never
Sweets.
went behind the
You
counter.
said he handed him the
Can I
box of
finish
Swisher
on my
Sweets. That's
panel?
all I heard about.
Wow.
Let
Can
the
I
host
finish on my
talk.
panel? Can I finish? Now, with that being said, it does pose the question: how else would he have gotten the Swisher Sweets? And on top of that, Cyril is also right. He did yoke up the store owner, so I don't think that
I
they were
said that.
playing.
I
And I'm
agree with that.
and I'm almost positive he did go back there and take it from behind the counter.
But
So that's
you
that.
never saw that on camera
So
though.
that's that.
That's
So
what I'm
that's that.
saying. Hold
Now
on,
prove.
hold
I'm
on, hold
listening
on.
right now. Now prove.
So this begs the question, right, host? This begs the question. So
Don't
you
switch it
see
up.
him yoke up. You see, no, I'm not gonna switch it up. I'm gonna address exactly what he just said. You see him yoke up the store owner. You
You're
see
not
him push
going.
the store owner down, right? Which agrees with everything that I said earlier in
No,
the
you did
conversation.
not. You said
This is
y'all
the,
play and
hold
y'all
on,
joke
let me
around.
finish. Let me finish. I said this is the dude who talks shit. You know what I'm saying? And he be playing the dozen, trying to act like he part of the community and shit, right? I'm not saying that Mike Brown was right for yoking him up. I'm not saying he was right for pushing him down. What I said is he never went behind the counter.
And you
which
said that he
just
handed
agreed
him the
with me.
box of Swisher
Hold on,
Sweets. Did you
hold
not
on.
say that?
Yes, yes, that's what I said.
Oh, okay.
That's what
All
I
right.
said.
You said he handed him
I
the box of
said he
Swisher Sweets.
never went
Okay.
behind the counter.
Okay.
Drop me. Okay.
Hey,
I said
Cal.
he never went behind the counter. So who's right here and who's
Yes.
wrong?
You're
Because the host
wrong.
just agreed
You
with me.
implied that they was playing. You said I don't know what I'm talking about. They
There's
be
no
playing like
audio.
that.
You don't
They be
know
I'm
what
playing
he's
like
calling
that.
saying.
Mike
Yo,
Brown.
anyway, you
There's
was
no
wrong. You got
audio.
proven
You
wrong
don't know
already.
what
Yes.
Now,
he's
What's up,
anyway,
Unc?
saying.
What's
show
up,
me the
Unc?
You've never had
definition.
it. No,
Show me the
this is the
definition that
thing.
says only
You've
that
never
racism
had.
you only have to be in
I'm
power.
addressing the first
Show
one
me that.
first, and then I'll
Show me
address the
that. Nah,
second
you
one.
already got
You've
proved wrong.
never
You about to
had an
try to gaslight
Asante,
interaction
us.
with
I
this
definitely
store
want you to
owner.
come up here.
You've
One
never
second,
had an
y'all.
interaction with
One
this
second,
store
I'm
one
on
owner.
the
second,
You
one
don't
dip
know
second,
anyway.
this
one
Now, hold on.
man.
second,
Let me
I
one
check. Hold
second.
on.
do.
Hold
Let
up,
me see
hold
what
up,
T-Bone got to
Bond.
say.
Hold up.
That's crazy how I
I'm
have
finna
to
show
do
you
this.
right here. Hold on, bro.
Hold on, T-Bone. Yes, OG, what's up?
Oh, fuck. I forgot what I was going to ask you.
That's why you can't have goofy ass niggas like Brown up here
Oh, what I was
arguing.
going to talk about was
Hold on, T-Bone.
this is the line of despair between young black men and a little bit elder black men.
Mm.
Who's the
This
little
is the
bitty?
line.
It's goofy black men, OG Unk. You got to define them correctly. It's goofy black men like that nigga up
And
there,
there's
bro.
and
Because
there's
you're not
trans
even
loving
able to
black men
define
like
it
that goofy
correctly.
nigga below
If
me.
you
There's
if you
trans
put me
loving
on the
black men like
backdrop,
that
I'll be able
goofy
to get
nigga
it. Hold
below
on,
me.
hold on.
There's trans
Shut your
loving
bitch
black
ass
men
up
like that
and put me
goofy
on the
nigga below
background.
me.
Put me on the background.
Bone, I can't call him goofy.
So
What
this
is
puts in
that?
perspective how white supremacy works, and this defines the 4 different types of racism. So when you're
Listen, you
asking
trans lover. Does
how
that say
these
you can
things
only be
operate,
racist if you're in
this would be
power?
your answer,
Nah, you
You
gotta
dumbass
let
came
him
up here
nigga.
all
answer.
hype
Let
for
him.
This
no
would be
reason.
your answer,
Does that say
dumbass
you
nigga.
only have to be in
Read
power
it
to
and
be
fucking
racist?
weep, stupid.
Stop. Let him, T-Bone, go ahead.
Simply, there's the 4 different types of racism. You're gonna have the hold on, just a second. You're gonna have your internalized, structural, institutional, right, and interpersonal. And these goes through the different fucking definitions of how white supremacy and racism fucking operates. This is from the collegiate level. So when I tell your stupid ass Santoro that your ass ain't been fucking educated because your stupid ass ain't with the fucking college, this is what
T-Bone,
the fuck
suck
I'm
my
talking
dick.
about,
You
bro.
Hold
get pegged.
You have no fucking
Now,
idea what
T-Bone,
that is
can
your
you be
only comeback.
internalized
on,
racist?
hold
Look,
on.
that
Prove
is
my
your only
point.
comeback.
Can you be
Address the
internalized racist
argument,
without
nigga.
power?
All right,
Address the
Where does it say
T-Bone.
you
argument.
have to only be in power?
Address the
Where does it
fucking
say you only have
argument,
to be in
nigga.
power? Where did you read a book from?
Hold
Where does it say you only
on,
have to
bro.
be in power? Can y'all
Yo,
answer
hold the
that? Can y'all
fuck
have me answer?
on, bro. Chill out. Jesus Christ. Now, Santoro, go. Now, go ahead, Santoro.
Up and prove my point. He showed 4 types of racism. When Brown said you only can be racist if you have power, he showed me that there's institutional and individual. T-Bone, do you have to be in power to be individual and I mean to be internalized racist? And if so, show me. Don't
Nah, he
coincide
he
all
he
4.
he,
All
he low
4.
key
Hold
cooked
on,
his
hold
own
on, hold on.
punch.
And this
He
is
low
what
He
your
key.
dumb
he
ass.
proved my
No,
point,
Hold on,
right,
hold
let
on.
Terrell?
T-Bone
Yo,
respond.
Terrell.
Can I
Terrell,
respond to
he
your
listened
bitch
to
ass, bro?
he
Can
like
I respond
trannies,
to
bro.
your
Don't
bitch
listen to
ass,
him.
bro?
He said
Cause this
sleeping with. He got
Can I
blue hair. Look
respond
at
to
him,
your
y'all.
bitch ass? Cause this happens every
You
fucking
fucking
time.
faggot. You got blue
Can I
hair.
respond to you, bitch? And I still put
Yeah,
dick
you
in your
tranny
mama.
lover. He
And
said
I
he like
still put dick
trannies.
in your mama.
He said he like
Jesus
trannies. I'm out.
Christ.
Don't put me on Showtime.
Yo, chill out, bro.
See, oh,
Real shit. No,
sorry.
I'm not leaving it. I'm not leaving it on Showtime. Stop with that. With all this bullshit and nonsense. Stop.
Can I address this argument real quick? It'll take 30 seconds. On the graph that T-Bone showed, it shows the intersection of how all these things come together if you were actually looking at it. That's what he was trying to show you. It shows right there in the middle of the graph where all these different type of racisms come together. There's an intersection right there in the middle, and that's the systemic racism that we're talking about.
This is
But if
important.
you're not intelligent enough,
Show it again,
if you're not
bro.
intelligent
No,
enough to
show it again,
understand
show it
that,
again.
Respond. Let
if you're
Santoro
not
Show it again,
intelligent
because what
enough
I
to
saw-
understand that, just say that.
Show it again.
Nah,
The
but
this
part in the middle where all the circles come together.
It's not
The
Show
part
it
in the middle
again.
where all the
Yeah,
circles
I'm
come
showing
together.
it.
That's
coincided.
I'm
institutional
showing
It didn't
racism.
say that it
again,
coincided.
you dumbass nigga, bro.
Wait, can y'all stop? Can I, please? Santoro, you got flagged. Request back up. You got flagged.
Dumbass is gone and not able to interrupt people. These are the 4 different types
Could you
of
put-
racism.
could you put T-Bone back in the big box?
Thank you. Please.
Could you put them back in the big box? Because I want people to see that intersection where all of them see that little part in the middle where all of yo $3 drop is blocking it, but it's a part in the middle where all of them come together, and you can see how all these racism intersect. That literally is what we're talking about. That part right there. That's where all the power is. So yeah.
And this is why-
Hold on,
this
wait
is
a minute.
why-
Can I-
Like, he
Bro,
proved
can
my
I-
point. You didn't
just
disprove
let
it,
me-
he
just let-
proved it.
Hold on, bro, for a second, bro. This is why it's important to be educated, bro. Because understanding how all 4 of these come into the concept of white supremacy and racism and how that shit fucking operates is fucking important. When you don't understand how the fuck power is introduced into fucking racism from the interpersonal fucking aspect, then you're not understanding what fucking white supremacy is. So when you hear, of course, Santoro fucking reported me. How fucking convenient, bro. You want me to drop?
Man, y'all.
Well,
need to
I don't
chill,
think that.
bro.
I don't
It's
think.
5
I
in
don't
the morning.
think.
Is this what we doing?
Stop. I don't think that he reported you. I mean, he's loading in right now for me, so I'm gonna disconnect. So I'm about to disconnect that and then send you an invite.
I'm looking at this graph that he's reading. It looks like it looks like a middle schooler wrote this shit because every one of these points says white people. Like who the fuck is writing this shit, bro? Like,
Collegiate level scholars.
But
bro,
This is why I said, this is why I don't even make that argument with y'all. I'll just tell you that we are engraved in every corner of this system. So that lets you know right there that we have power. So being that we have power, yes, we can be fucking racist. That's my in a discussion. There's nothing else to talk about. Nothing else to talk about.
You had me
no,
for
but the problem is people are thinking the ism only has to be a system when that's not the only definition of an ism. An ism can be an ideology, it can be a belief. So let's just start having the ideology that no, just look. No, it's not. I can have a personal ideology.
Ideology is a moral system. A belief is a spiritual system. They're still systems, sir.
So you telling me as a person I can have okay, for example, say if I said all white men essay their wives.
Yo, hold on. Do me a
That
favor.
would be
2 seconds. Hold on. Please,
an ideology
That
that
would
I
be
have
right.
2
against
seconds. Hold on, because they
white
tried to get
people
one over on
and say,
y'all.
oh, they-
Hold on. Sorrel, real quick. Sorrel, real quick. T-Bone, why you didn't read that chart out? Because you lied and said that it shows how it's interpersonal. I read it. It said 4 different types. Brown, T-Bone, explain that. It didn't show how it coincide. It showed 4 different types.
Say interpersonal. It said
No,
interactional,
but it didn't
sir.
say it intertwines though. It just showed 4 different types.
It
Why did
literally
you lie?
shows on the
It
circles.
does.
It
All right,
literally
tell him to
shows
pull it
on
up
the
and read it
circles
right
where
now.
they interact with each
Tell
other.
him to
There's
pull
that
it up and
part
read it
in the
right
middle.
now. He got a blue bun in his hair,
He's dumb.
calling niggas a
God, he's
bitch.
dumb.
I don't want to hear
He's-
nothing from you no more, T-Bone. You got a
You're
blue
not
bun
smart.
in your hair. You can't talk no more. Now I see why you said yesterday that it's cool to have sex with trannies. So like I said, pull that up right now so it shows the difference in racism and read out to us,
Yeah, this
T-Bone.
is true.
You're weak
This is
as
true.
fuck,
Wait,
bro.
1 second. No, this is true. President Dante, I would love for you to chime in. Y'all gonna have to let other people chime in.
Thank you.
yeah, I mean, the thing is, I'm not rude. I mean, I'm not trying to be emotional, but I hear a lot of emotion. There's a bunch of men up here, and they're so emotional. Calm down for a minute. Like, for real, let's have a balanced conversation. We could disagree, but the thing is, what I'm looking at is like, when I hear Brown, and I mean, it's not putting you on the spot, but it's like you try to play the middle. You know what I'm saying? Just be on one side or be honest and be, straightforward. Because, like, I agree, I disagree. That's like saying it's just a lot of confusion. When I look at the whole situation, when they come down to the whole racism thing and the white supremacy thing that T-Bone want to keep throwing out there, you're not college educated. I'm a college graduate, so I'm black. And the thing is, when I look at white people, I see a lot of white people that don't have half of the stuff that I have. You know, I'm a homeowner. I'm sitting on 3.5 acres of land. All my cars in my yard are paid for. I got plenty of money in the bank. You know what I'm saying? Because I made better decisions. What about these white people? Because the system, they should be doing better than me if it's according to white. You know what I'm saying? All these white people should be doing way better than black people. But I see so many white homeless people. So can you explain that to me? Why isn't the system working for
Yeah, I
them,
can.
but
I
it's
can.
working
I
against
can.
us?
I can.
You go first, OG.
How many animals were allowed on Noah's Ark?
There was many animals.
Enough. Too
You
many.
look at it, you know, if you read it was more than
Tyler,
2 by 2.
Tyler,
Two of each.
goddamn analogy is that?
Two of each. It didn't matter if you
No,
was
it was
an
more than
elephant,
2 of
if you was
each.
a zebra. It
This is
didn't matter if you
fucking
was a
bullshit.
giraffe or not. If you wasn't one of them two, you was gone. That's what they did.
That don't
That's
even
not
make
true.
That analogy don't even fit, yo.
That's not true. But
Can y'all make T-Bone pull that chart up again and read it?
fit, OG. That one didn't fit at all.
Yeah, that don't make no fucking sense.
No, Daniel, can you do me a favor,
What the
Daniel?
fuck
I'm
is
sorry, I know
that?
I'm getting on your nerve, but Daniel, can you do me a
Take care
favor?
of
Can
all
you
the
tell
white
me?
folks,
Can you
because
tell
some
me
of the
why?
white folks need to be
Can you
lost
tell me
in
where
the
did it
flood.
say on that
That's why
chart
they didn't take care of the
that
white folks.
they
But
conflate,
they
Daniel?
ain't try and reach out to
I didn't
none of
see it,
the
Santoro. I didn't see
niggas.
where it conflate.
All right, did you see it, Dante?
see
What
what?
Santoro?
On that
I read the chart.
chart, did it say that
I have to.
they conflate? Because that's what Brown and T-Bone said. And they said you're not educated if you don't understand.
I didn't
But
say they
read the
conflate.
chart.
Why you keep changing
No,
the
yes.
word? I
All
said
right,
they
so you
interact.
said it shows how it goes together. Whatever word
I
you
said
use.
they interact, not
All right,
conflate.
so how did they show?
Those are
They
two
showed
totally
4
different
types
words.
though. That's separate. They separated them. They
Yes,
showed 4
okay.
types.
But in the middle, did you not see that part where they all intersect?
No, they just showed 4 types. They didn't say that it intersected.
T-Bone,
Just because they
I
showed.
guess T-Bone got to pull it up
I mean,
again.
I
God
saw
damn,
in the
bro. Like,
middle
what?
of that. Hold on, but I did see in the middle of that bubble where they all intersect. I do see that.
That's
No,
all I'm
I
saying.
seen that too.
And
But what I'm saying is,
my
no, Dante,
argument,
this is my point,
saying
Dante.
is the
my
whole
argument was
No, Dante,
we're all
my point
Hey, one at a
is-
time,
whole
one at a
argument.
time, one at a time, one at a
But the
time.
thing is, what I'm not understanding
he
is
keeps saying stuff that I didn't say.
Yes, you did
No,
say
no,
it.
no,
All you
no,
saw
hold
was
on,
the
Brown.
all you saw was the
One
bubbles
at
connecting.
a
They didn't say that
time,
those
y'all. One at a
definitions connect.
time.
They didn't. Dante, did you see that it said the definitions connect, or did you
Yo,
see that
one
they
at a
just?
time.
I'm
Let
just saying
somebody
this.
respond.
Did you see Did you see that the bubble? Did they? Are they saying just because those bubbles? They showing 4 different types. There's in this personal and it's this. Then they showed the bubbles and they showed it connecting. But did it say that those racisms connect, or they just show those bubbles connecting?
They showed where they
sign of it
collide.
intersecting.
They showed where they.
It's a
Who said that?
Venn
And my-
diagram.
Can you pull that
it's a
up
Venn
and read
diagram.
that it says? So it should say it in the
Oh,
chart.
man.
So it should say it when you read it. Then when you read it, it should say
It's a-
this is how they
Cal,
connect.
it's your boy.
Read that part, T-Bone. Don't stay on mute.
It's your boy, Cal.
To be fair,
It's your
none of
boy.
us read it. Like, I couldn't even see it to read it. Like,
I'm looking at it right now, bro, and it doesn't say anything in the middle, but the first part is racism, which I'm guessing is the middle.
that's
Right, but
and that's
they're
what I
saying
said.
that all of those
Why
colors
do he
are
keep saying? Why do he keep saying I didn't say something that? Why he keep saying I said something that I didn't say?
Because you said
My
that they
argument
show that it
was- My argument was that part in the middle is where they all
mean, it is a
intersect,
Venn
and
So do
that
they
is
diagram.
white
conflate?
Venn
Do they
supremacy.
conflate? So do they conflate?
That's how a Venn diagram works.
It is a Venn diagram. That's how they work.
Right.
That's what I'm trying to say though. It's just a Venn diagram. But if they describe it, it don't say that they
oh,
all
God.
four. They don't say that they all 4 mix or conflate. Does it say that, Surreal?
But
It shows it on the
Nah,
Venn
it's
diagram.
That's how
It don't
diagrams
say
are
that, but
made.
at the same
You're
time,
going by the words. He's going by the picture. It's two
No,
different.
but
I'm going by the
But the
actual
picture don't
say it,
because
but
that's
at the
he
same
said that
time-
he said that though, but his argument was that they conflate. They're not conflating.
do.
He's
He
just
said
showing
they
a
intersect.
diagram.
No, he said they intersect. He said that's where they intersect because he's looking at the picture.
All right, so that means he could concede and say that those
You do
racism.
understand what a Venn diagram is, don't
All
you?
right, yo, bro, but we focus on the words though, not the Venn diagram. Are you just saying that the Venn diagram connected?
You know what? Hold on.
I know what. Never mind,
They
y'all.
were
All
too
right, never
small.
mind. Y'all can
We
have
couldn't even read the
I
words;
agree
they were
with
too
you,
small.
Santora.
All we could see was
Cool,
the
bro.
diagram.
One
Yeah,
at a
because you
time.
focusing on
One at a
on the
time.
design being connected when you said that the words and that's what
It's a
T-Bone
Venn diagram.
Now T-Bone
Oh,
quiet.
God.
You trying to gaslight me right now, bro?
Okay,
No,
well then
you
wait.
Calm down,
Stop.
Yo, Trey, I'm bugging, bro.
Stop.
Yes.
Well, if that's the
Calm
case,
down,
no. Well, if that's the case, then T-Bone's gonna have to provide the source again, and Santoro's gonna have to point out what he's talking about, and y'all are gonna have to debunk it that way.
No, I agree with that, Jose. If we could actually read
I
the
like
words
that.
and know what I'm saying? Then maybe
Shut up,
maybe he would
Cal.
have an argument.
All right,
But
T-Bone,
we
pull that up,
couldn't read the
T-Bone.
I'm
word.
Don't hide
reading
on
it.
mute.
Hold
Pull
on,
it
hold
up.
on.
I'm reading it
I
from
know my phone.
Seattle.gov.
No, wait, 1 second.
Okay,
1 second.
okay. But the Venn diagram did show
One
an
second.
intersection,
1
right?
second. 1 second.
Yo,
I don't know. T-Bone's gonna have to pull up the graph again.
no, it did, Trey, but he's just talking about the colors connected. If I show a diagram that shows
That's the whole
black,
point of a
white.
Venn diagram.
Yo,
They're
can I
trying to show
talk,
the
bro?
intersection.
Let
Can I
Santoro
talk? You
let
cut me
Santoro
off.
speak real quick. Go ahead.
Yo,
This
if
dude
I
is
show a
stupid.
Venn diagram that shows black, white, Indians, and all that, that means I'm conflating. I'm showing this percentage here, that percentage here. That's the diagram connect. Your words were, well, T-Bone pulled up his point and pulling that up was that they conflate, not that the diagram
He
connects
never
it.
said
That they
conflate. He said intersect, Santoro.
No,
Because
I'm
I've been
talking about
listening.
before.
No,
That's
no,
why
no.
T-Bone pulled the
Santoro,
diagram.
in all due respect, it seemed like you listened to respond. I've been listening. I haven't been talking a lot. You have. So I've been listening. He never said conflate. He said intersect.
All right, so then that's my
Thank
point. Then.
you.
So, Manny. So you saying that having power racism and being individually racism ain't the same, then, right?
He's saying where they
No, that's
intersect.
not
Where
what I'm
all
saying.
those
All right,
things
so are you all right? But all right,
God,
Dante just
he not listening.
Dante just proves your point, though. He proves your point for you. So that means
You're
all you were
not
saying was the
listening.
diagram connected.
Hold
Does
up,
the definitions connect?
Dante just proved me right.
Santoro.
Yeah,
Hold up,
exactly.
hold
But
up.
so then you're saying that so are you saying that the definitions connect?
Santoro.
No,
The
that's
thing
not
is,
what I'm
not trying to.
saying.
Oh,
It's not
okay, then
about
that's
being
all I'm
right.
saying, then, bro.
What I'm saying is he's bringing the Venn diagram is showing how all those things
Lord.
intersect. He's not saying that the words are one thing. Everybody can see the words because I couldn't. Nobody
Right, so
saw the
Dante,
words.
if I tell you, Dante, my
We
bad, I'm
look at
sorry.
the
Go ahead.
pictures, you know what I'm saying? So
So,
again, when you look at the picture, it shows where it intersects. That's all he was saying. He never said
Yeah.
that it's conflated anything.
Yeah, let me explain it because I'm looking at it right now. You got four different.
Can you read it for real?
I'm not about to read all
Can you
this.
see
It's a
the
lot,
words?
but this sum it
I'm
up.
not about to read all this shit, but I'm gonna just say
Oh,
this.
okay.
You got the four different types of racism, right? They break down what the four types of racism is, and then you got the you got the one in the middle, which is racism. I'm assuming because they have the four
Systemic.
definitions for the four types, and then they
Right.
just got one that says racism and they explain that. So I'm guessing that's what the middle is, just racism.
All right, so that's all I was
See,
saying.
that's what I was
and my only
saying.
point, no, that's not what you were saying. Stop running from your
That
point.
is what I.
Your
Bro.
only point. Hold on,
Oh
can
my
I say this?
God.
Your point was you said earlier. I
Okay.
asked you to prove that there's a definition that says that you have to be in power. You saying that's the only way you could be racist is that you're in power. You don't have the power, you can't be racist. They show four types: individual racism, or that don't got nothing to
getting
do with
cooked
power.
right now.
So how I'm getting cooked, Brown? Tell me how I'm getting cooked.
Because you wrong and everybody telling you
How I'm
you
getting
wrong and
cooked,
you
so you
still
can tell me
standing
how
on
I'm
your
getting cooked
argument.
then. I'm
You
standing on
wrong.
my argument.
Everybody
Your
telling
argument,
you
no,
wrong
shut the
and you
fuck
still
up.
standing
Your
on your
argument
argument.
was
I didn't say that.
Yes, you didn't say what I just said just now. That you said that you
No,
only have to have
that's not
power to be
what I
racist.
said. And
They
everybody
all
telling
heard-
you that's not
Yo,
what I
did he
said.
not say that the only way you can be racist is you have to have power? I know I'm getting on your nerve, but I don't
That's what
care.
he said.
Yes, I said that earlier.
All right, so
and then I
that's my
showed
point.
you on the
So when
Venn
you
diagram
show,
where
all right,
all
so
these
him
things
showing that there's four
intersect.
different types
Good
debunks your
Lord.
point.
Oh
That's
my
the whole
God.
thing. The four different
Wait,
types
wait,
debunks your
wait,
point.
wait.
No,
I don't know
actually, it
why
proves
sat
my
on the
point, but you're
sidelines
just
and
not
typed
smart
it.
enough
No,
to
it don't. That just
understand
means
it.
that that's another type of racism.
You gonna let me
Hold
That
on.
respond
means
now,
that's
or you
another
gonna keep
type of
talking?
racism.
I
You gonna
said that shit.
and I agree.
I
I
said
agree
that
with you
shit.
though,
Yo,
I
when he
agree
was
with you.
monologue, no, I
Yeah,
heard what he said
I'm
when
the
he was
one that said
monologuing.
that shit.
He went off of your
I did
point.
agree.
No,
You
OG,
did
remember
say it
when you came
initially,
off
but
of
I
mute?
agree with
OG,
you.
remember when you came off of mute and said you said everything I wanted to say, but you said it better. That's what he was saying.
That's what I'm
That it's
saying. He did say it initially,
but, all
though. I
right, but you
disagreed with him.
dismiss individual racism, though, bro, and that shows that in the
I
chart that there's
never
four types,
dismissed it.
not just power. So you've been debunked.
But the
Can I
thing,
respond now?
but the thing about it
Yeah.
is this Venn diagram. I'm reading it right, and yes, the four types of racism it does debunk them, but at the same time, this source is so biased that in every one of these definitions they put white people in it as if white people are the only people that can be racist.
I agree with you, and that's a separate point. I agree with you, but they pulling up fucking
Can I?
black historians. I'm talking about the definition, not us coming together and coming up with those terms. That's what T-Bone pulled up. That's why he on mute right now. He thought he was gonna come here and cook with his
only
blue bar.
Can I respond?
the only definition that I see is
cooking
from
himself
Webster
at this
that
point.
says that white people are inherently racist. But the thing is, it says typically people in power. Typically doesn't mean you only have to be in power. That's like
And that's
if I
what
say,
he was saying. That was
that's
your
like
word.
if I say typically a woman is fertile. That doesn't mean that in order to be a woman you have to be fertile. So in certain definitions where it says
I would
typically
agree.
in power, you don't have to be in power. It's just saying
See,
what
That's all
typically
I was saying.
happened
That's
in
all you
history.
was saying, Manny. So you've been debunked twice. I'm out now.
No,
Don,
I
you can
haven't
come
been
up and cook
debunked.
this
I haven't been
bozo.
debunked
Yo,
because
drop
actually
me.
he
You just
agreed
got
with me,
debunked,
not
bro.
you.
Don, come up here and
Actually,
finish
he
this
agreed with
bozo
me,
off.
not you.
Drop me, bro.
You the one who sound dumb.
Yeah, you got
That's why
debunked.
you
It's
don't
over.
have no
It's cool.
gifts.
You got
I'm
debunked
not
twice.
picking sides.
Don, come
I'm
finish this
just
No,
bozo
no, you
off.
don't have to
I don't
pick
know
No,
who.
sides
drop me,
though.
bro. I'm out.
Hold on,
Finish this
for
bozo
real.
off.
You don't have to
I'm
pick
out. I'm out.
sides.
I'm out.
See,
I'm
this is
out.
I'm
my
not
whole
disagreeing
thing.
with either one of y'all. I'm just saying what I'm saying.
I'm not asking you to agree with me, bro. I'm just saying that you said the same exact thing I said. Like if you look at the Venn diagram, which is the whole point of a Venn diagram, it's trying to show you the intersectionality of how all these things come together. Now, I didn't say that all of those individual points of racism were racism. I'm saying those are individual points of prejudice, but where they all intersect, that part in the middle that T-Bone was showing, that's the white supremacy. That's the racism that we talking about. Those are the people in power that you just said yourself ago. Typically, and in America, we know who is typically in power. Like, let's keep it
But
100.
Brown,
You
but
know
can
what
I
I'm
ask
saying?
you a
So, like,
question,
if we
Brown?
gonna have these conversations, let's be real about it, bro.
But
That's why I
Brown,
don't.
in
That's why. Hold
2025,
on, just let me land. Just let me land real
man,
quick.
I mean,
That's why I don't
you've been
necessarily
landing all
fall.
night.
No, I haven't.
Your
That's
plane
why I
been
don't
in the air
necessarily
all
because
night.
every time
Can you please
because
look
none
at
of
No,
these
Manny,
are
Manny,
simple concepts, and
Manny,
y'all
Manny,
don't want to
10
have the
seconds.
real
No,
No, what I'm
no,
conversation.
saying is,
no,
what I'm saying
Manny,
is
All
in
right,
stop.
10
2025,
seconds, 10
what
seconds,
white
10
Give me
seconds.
10
supremacy?
seconds.
That's
Give me
why.
10
FAA
seconds.
10
coordinator
seconds,
from
10
the
seconds. Give me the 10
design.
seconds. Give me the 10
Where are my
seconds.
mods at?
That's why
Jesus
I don't
Christ.
necessarily fall on one side or the other because I
Have to hire
realize
new
that there's a
mods.
gray area in the middle that we need to address. It's not everybody and everything. I'm
All
done.
right,
I'll
go
land.
ahead, Dante.
What I'm saying is that the thing is, we keep on hollering this thing about white supremacy. In 2025, I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? Now, if this was 1965, maybe even 75, I'll be like, okay, I can see it. But in 2025, where everybody co-mingling with everybody doing what they want to do, why we keep on hollering racism? And this is why some people have what they call black fatigue.
Black fatigue.
Because we keep
Yep.
on talking about the same thing over and over and over and over. The thing is, our ancestors, they fought, they prayed, they went through a lot of stuff. Someone lost their life, but they
Worse
had
than
better
what we've
days.
been through.
And most of our, hold on, wait a minute. Because the thing is, I'm not trying to be rude, but I can be rude. The thing is, what I'm saying is at the end of the day, our ancestors fought hard for us, and they went through a lot for us to have better days. And we keep on crying. If our ancestors was here today, and I'm talking to the black folk, they would slap all of us because they was praying for days like this, and we're crying about them. You know what I'm saying? I mean, most of us can do what we want to do in this country, in this world. We can do whatever we want to be. Some of us can change our gender if we want to. Being a black person, you could be a black man and say you're a black woman tomorrow. Don't tell me that we can sit up here and act like we can't do anything we want to do. I'm sick of it. I'm just so sick of us feeling like we're so inferior to white people. Man, we're not inferior to these people that have white skin. A matter of fact, if you look at DNA and you look at scientifically, we're actually there saying we're more dominant. It's certain things that don't happen to us that happen to other people. Because we're strong people, we're resilient. Why can't we talk about that? Why can't we talk about the ones that pioneered, that said they could be great? Why we always got to focus on the failures and focus on the negative? It's aggravating. In 2025, that's all we talking about. Oh, the white man this, and the white man that, and the white woman this, and the white woman that. And the thing is, we advocate for these same things like for DI, which benefit more white women. We want to sit here and advocate for that. We want to boycott everything for white women. Do we not understand how these white people, some of these white racists they really have played us? We got to stop this stuff, man. Like I said, we're going to unite. Like I said, we got to come together and be able to be accountable to our own stuff, be able to love each other through it. But see, some of us, we don't think the same way. We'll ostracize each other, say, you know what, you don't even matter. You ain't even black. I've been questioning my blackness because I voted for
10
Trump
more
3
seconds.
times. People have said things like,
So
you
did
don't
I.
feel like a black person because you seem like you talking white supremacy talking points. No, I'm just saying we're strong people. And I just want us to focus on that. Let's stop focusing on the weaknesses. Let's focus on some of these strengths. We're strong people.
Beautiful. All right, Don.
We always
Don.
talk about the
Let's go.
negative stuff.
Let's move to Don real quick. Go ahead, Don. What you got to say?
All right, if you guys don't mind, please let me have the floor for a minute. It's going to take me a minute to explain this. First and foremost, I want to thank everybody up here who did vote for Donald Trump, regardless of where you stand on this, okay? Secondly, I apologize about the alarm in the background. My secondary air pressure sensor is faulty. There's nothing I can do about it. Now, that being said, earlier when I was in here, I was stuck in the comments because my live access was banned for a while. To Brown Recluse, okay, you had brought up that the definition was changed from being a position of power to something individual today. It's actually backwards. The whole premise of the term racism, anything that says ism, is an ideology. It is not a system. Ism only indicates ideology. Racist or racism is going to be at an individual level. It quite literally means being prejudiced about or being prejudiced over another person based on their race or ethnicity. And generally, it's instead of it being prejudice because they are synonymous.
You're so dumb.
Racist would
I'm sorry.
indicate. Oh my God! Can I finish, please?
Nah, I don't know. Cal,
Can I
come
finish,
on, man.
please?
This is dumb as fuck.
Racist
Cal,
would
you know I
indicate
don't
that.
speak up that often. And I wait my turn and I'm halfway polite. But fuck this bullshit. This motherfucker came in on some bullshit. I'm sorry, but it's bullshit.
You didn't even let me
Alright,
finish.
let him get for 10 more seconds. Everybody else got to speak. I gotta let him speak. Everybody else got to speak. Go ahead, Don. You got 10 more seconds.
All right, so
You gotta make me a
the term racist would indicate that person has a superiority complex based on their skin color. Okay, that's what it means. Systematic racism or systemic racism would be the implementation of a system that's based on a racist or racism preface.
All right, now y'all can rebut.
Man, I don't talk to bullshit. I'm sorry, I don't talk to bullshit. I can't reply to that.
How you gonna cut him off and you're not even gonna
language.
reply?
No, he's right. I agree with them because I'm big into etymology. I'm big into the origin of words, right? And if you look at the etymology, what he's saying is right. The definition has been changed from an individual standpoint of a person being prejudiced to it being only a system or a people in power.